What is going on, the beautiful people? Watching Smack Talk as we continue to roll the 53rd episode. We keep on trekking. I'm going to be flying solo today. My name is Corey Sweargos. If you're tuning in for the very first time, we're going to take you on a ride. We're going to go heavy in the heavyweight division. Heavy in this show, we've got Wes, the Boom Mena, who's going to be joining us. Later on, we're going to have Jane Seekman, and we're going to be going into the light heavyweight. We're going to have Alan Klingbeil and Vern the Mechanic Cathy on together. These guys have some beef. These guys want to talk it up and potentially see if we can get a match in that light heavyweight division in Power Slap coming up in the very near future. We got three, actually make it four guests for you guys coming down today. Let's throw it a congratulations to Ding. He's just welcomed a newborn into his family today, which is why I'm flying solo here. Just got back from vacation myself, but it is going to be one heck of a show. You're going to want to tune in right to the very end. We got some exciting news. However, Oklahoma has approved Power Slap, and there's a segment there that actually talks about that we are actually on the schedule to have a slap fighting event and a UFC event in the fourth quarter this year coming up. That is via Fox News. Incredibly great to see it continue to expand. We've seen the Commission of Oklahoma be at the last two Power Slap events held in Las Vegas, Power Slap number 10 and Power Slap number 12. The commission was there in the rules meeting. They were there at the weigh-ins. They were there at event night. The Nevada Athletic Commission showing them how they do things. So it's great to see that that is coming into fruition and that later on this year, Power Slap is going to get on the road. I'm going to assume it's going to be Oklahoma City, and fairly safe to say it's going to be a UFC fight night that we are going to have in Oklahoma. But, without I'm not going to say second string. I think I'm going to say the main event is going to be that Power Slap. And we just seen Turkey talk about the excitement that they had 8,000 seats in the stadium over in Riyadh. And I think very soon we are going to have the attendance creep up maybe to the levels of UFC. And we're going to see the excitement, I think, surpass what it is of the UFC, because I tell you, when you were there in the arena for a Power Slap match, it is truly like a party. It is truly like a tailgate. There is nothing else like it. We're going to get into our very first guest. Westman is going to be joining me here, coming off a massive victory, Power Slap number 12, where he came in on short notice to take on Aaron Turner. Wes has been incredibly calm, confident, cool, collected the entire time, and he just put on a phenomenal performance. Wes, how you doing, my man?
Corey, how you doing, brother? Good to see you.
I'm doing really good. Talk to me now. I guess for about 2 weeks, post. How's your hand feeling? How's your face feeling?
It's feeling good, man. I actually went and got some X-rays this morning, so I had to send that over to like the power stop and whatnot. But it's feeling great. There's nothing broken, nothing wrong. The swelling went down. I've been doing a lot of recovery. I've been doing a lot of cryo isolated therapy on my hands, so it's been great. I finally was able to hit the gym today for the first time. But all in all, it's great. I'm 100%. I'm ready to go.
I mean, great to hear, my man. I mean, it's kind of timely as well. We've seen they've done 2 rounds of cuts in Power Slap last
Mhm.
week, and we've got more news of additional cuts happening again this morning. Talk to me about how important it is if you are a striker on the roster to stay ready to compete at any time, because you came in 5 days notice for this match against Aaron Turner at Power Slap number 12.
Yeah, it's very important to always stay ready, so you got to get ready. So I always knew, hey, you never know, someone in your weight class, your weight division, especially someone in the rankings that's maybe close by you. And if something happens and you get that call, Erica hits you up, hey, you better be ready to answer that phone call, because anything can happen. 3 day notice, 4 day notice, who knows? With me, it happened in 5 day notice. So I was grateful of the opportunity and I took advantage of it. And now I sit at number three.
Yeah. I mean, not only that, I guess there's rumors, swirling around. Maybe you can clarify it, but I heard you landed there in Las Vegas. The
Mhm.
commission talks about, hey, Wes, the slap that you were previously using, we've tweaked the rules and we're going to be looking at that much more closer. Talk to me about the changes that you needed to make from the time that you were there in Las Vegas, because we did see you change your slap against Aaron Turner.
Yeah, so they were really particular. They came up to the crazy Hawaiian and they told him, and then he told me. And then actually, the day before the fight, I had to go in front of Mark Smith and the head commissioner, and they wanted to see how I slapped. So I showed it to them, and they approved it. But I think they were just a little bit over exaggerating on how I was swinging. They thought I was really coming in for like a palm strike, and I don't hit
Mhm.
like that. If you look at back at my matches and you rewind the tape, I do not hit like that. So it was just a matter of just readjusting to my opponent because he is 6'7". So regardless, I had to change my slap because he was just too tall. He was like a mountain. So
Mhm.
I had to just readjust and go back to the game plan. I had the crazy Hawaiian and I had the Hawaiian hitman reach out, and they we practiced the day before. We changed my swing the day before the event, and it was an adjustment. But hey, I'm a true professional. What I do, and I was able to adjust, and I conquered, and I won my match.
Absolutely. Talk to me about that adjustment and going up against, someone who's 6'7", 6'8", whatever Aaron is. I mean, because we're talking 7, 8 inches height difference. And do you feel like that actually helped you? I mean, it's the first time you're ever going at someone that high. Do you feel like that angle and that trajectory, did it help you throw your strike?
To be honest, I wasn't comfortable with that strike. He was just so tall, and then I had to like really get close, but then I didn't want to
Mhm.
get too close because if I get too close, then I don't want to potentially hit him with a club, stuff like that. So I had my doubts, but like again, I'm a true professional. I had to adapt to that, and Aaron, I give him props. Like he came in there and he did his thing, minus the flinching, which I hated. And I feel like another thing with that, like if you're a new fighter and they're trying to jump you up into the rankings with someone that's more experienced, I feel like they should maybe give those guys more experience just because of the fact that like, hey, you could potentially injure your opponent because of the flinching. So,
Mhm.
but yeah, thankfully it was nothing crazy. Um, I just more props to Aaron. I just hated that he flinches, but I know every time he'll step on a stage, he'll get better as the time goes on, and it just comes with the experience. So, yeah, it's an adjustment for that height, but hey, I had to do what I had to do.
For sure. I mean, it was Aaron's second match, your third match, both of you first time in front of a live audience. So, obviously there's a bit of extra, I'll say nerves, but a bit of extra pressure being there in that pressure cooker in front of it. And obviously, both you guys handled it and you guys have experience, from playing ball and different things that could prep
Mhm.
you for that moment. It's interesting because we do see, when power slap, like you said, accelerates athletes up through the rank. Is it too fast? Is it not? And I think the evolution of it really evolves, and I don't think they've really found the sweet spot. Because I mean, I question why you had Devin Jenkins. I'm like, Wes
Yeah,
should be fighting up in the ranks. Even though,
exactly.
your last time, I'm sure you probably thought when the phone rang as well, like, hey, why am I fighting down? What am I going to gain?
Yeah.
But so I think there's a fine balance there. I don't think there's a right or there's a wrong. But obviously trying to iron that out going into the future will kind of dictate a lot of the trajectory. And I think in a lot of ways, guys don't need to rush.
Yeah.
A lot of these fights are, the contracts are 6 fight contracts.
Hmm.
And if guys want to do it properly and get that time in, by the time you get a title shot, it should be that fifth or that sixth fight in your contract and really earn
Hmm.
it and kind of move up the levels because we've seen there's levels in this, and your
Hmm.
performance has propelled you up the ranks.
Yeah.
Now you're sitting there at the number third contender spot.
Yeah.
Obviously you put on a great performance. The brass of Power Slap recognized you as
Hmm.
that and really moved that to the top. Just on a personal level, with you coming in at that third spot, was it kind of bitter? I must say bittersweet, but was it satisfying for you to be there? And did it reassure you that they believed in you as much as you believe in yourself?
Yeah, man, I won't lie. Like coming from non-ranked to number 10 to 6 and then to now number 3, I was surprised I moved even up that high. But then when you
Mhm.
see like, the other performances of, DTP and then you have Pono and those other guys and you see the situations that happen there and then I move up to 3, it's just a great feeling, man. I really believe I earned every step of the way. I competed on the show. It didn't turn out in my favor, even though I still got the win, but I got knocked out. So I just learning. So every time I stepped on the stage, it was just a learning experience. I was able to get that knowledge and experience, and then being in front of that crowd and Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, and then in Vegas. It's just a beautiful thing, man. And I was surprised when they moved me up to 3. I thought it was gonna be like maybe 5 or 4, but I rightfully so. I was at 3, and I think some of the rankings on the actual heavyweight ranking is not where it should be, just because I see some people that moved up that shouldn't be moved up, quote unquote. I see a Nate Bernard moved up to number two. Um, I really think he doesn't deserve that spot there. I feel like if anything, I should be number two, and you should have like a Jane Seekman number three, stuff like that. So it's just like little things that I see that um I see it in a different way, and there's nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? It's just my opinion, but it is bittersweet that I am at number three. I feel like I've earned that just by based on my recent performances.
Mhm. Yeah, well, obviously Ryan Phillips came out of the rankings, so Nate moved up,
Hmm.
in accordance to that.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, I mean, you know what? It's interesting to see. Obviously, the Brasa Power Slab very very loyal to the fighters that have came. Nate's a guy who has a ton of experience.
Yeah.
We've seen him. We've seen him on trajectory that rose right up to a title shot.
Yeah.
Had 2 fights, 2 victories, then got a title shot. He's had a bit of a setback now. Obviously, last time we seen him against James Seekman, who was originally scheduled to fight Aaron Turner at Power Slap number 12.
Hmm.
I think what's neat here is, we got some clarity, and I think that's
Hmm.
what we did out of this because we had yourself, we had Aaron Turner, we had Pono Paul, we had James Seekman. All these
Hmm.
new guys coming into the heavyweight division that we
Hmm.
didn't know kind of who was where, and now we kind of see the horses kind of get in line. We see yourself right now kind of taking
Hmm.
that lead, obviously with the third spot. We've got James Seekman coming in,
Number four.
staying where he was, and then we got Pono Paul staying where he was as well at number 5, and then obviously Aaron down at 7. So we kind of get a bit more of a rank now. We get a spread in that from 3 till 7.
Hmm.
So looking at this, I mean, where do you think makes the most realistic sense for you? Is it somebody like a James Seekman, who we're gonna have later on in the show, or do you feel like a Nate Bernard or Dorian Perez is in your future, or do you think you rush right to Damien DeBell?
I feel like I should have one more fight before I get to Damian LeBell. I want to take out Nate. I've been calling for that match since the beginning. Bodyguard versus bodyguard. Nate, what, 6'4", all of 265. And me, I feel like out of that heavyweight ranking list, I'm probably the smallest heavyweight. I don't know if Cooper Housley's maybe close in weight to me, but for the most part, I'm probably the smallest heavyweight, and I'm still holding my own. You have Awa Giselle. He was all of what, 265, bigger in stature and
Mhm,
everything, knocked him out. Devin Jenkins, he was even a big guy, knocked him out, and then you have, Aaron Turner, 6'7", all of what, 250, 260 or so. So like they're giving me these big guys and I'm still holding my own. And I
mhm,
feel like that says a lot. But from what I'm looking, I want Nate Bernard. I want him before I get the title shot if I can. I feel like he's in a trajectory of, you know, of getting put down in the rankings, just because if you look back at Nate's um last few fights, he's 0-3 in recent competition. His
mhm,
last win was against Dwayne Crespo, and that was of August 9th of 2023. So it was just like, he's had a big slump and he's still at number two, which I don't understand. But I understand, like, he does give back to the community. He does the positive things. He's a great ambassador, I think, for the sport. Great guy. But I really think like there's other guys that are more deserving in that second spot. You know, for the most part, I like to see a Jane Seekman. It was originally supposed to be Aaron Turner, but I can see a Jane Seekman versus, let's say, a number six, Zykir. Is that how you say his name? I'd
yeah,
love to
yeah,
see that, and maybe the winner can get, I feel like it could be Damien DeBell, DTP, maybe a rematch. I could see that happening. I can potentially get the winner once I go through Nate, and then I can see Jane Seekman going against a number six, and maybe he can get the winner, the whatever whoever wins from there, I feel like can get a title shot. Pono, it was a little bit of a setback against DTP. Aaron Turner, he lost. Brian Ellis, his loss in his last recent competition. Cooper Housley, and then you have Darius. So it's like not too much to pick from. I feel like we're still growing. We're in the right direction. The talent is there.
mhm,
But I'd love to see like a James versus Zaire. I want to see that. I want to see an Aaron Turner versus a Pono. I'd love to see that just because they're both coming off losses. Those are big physical guys, big in stature, big in height, great personalities. I love to see that. And also even like a Cooper versus Brian Ellis. I like to see that too. So those are like my opinions in the
Mhm,
situations. And I feel like the heavyweight division is in great hands. It's doing good. We're on the come up. And I feel like a star will be born, just because you have Damien DeBell. He's been there for a long time at the top. And
mhm,
and it's gonna take somebody like me. It's gonna take someone like Aaron. It's gonna take somebody like Pono to really test him. And like again, you have DTP right there. His performance against Pono was absolutely stunning. He made Pono look like a child, but the way he slapped. More props to DTP. He has a chin on him. I really think he's the iron chin of this heavyweight division, to be honest. No pun intended to James. DTP just showed tremendous just like heart, man. Like
mhm,
he's a monster, and more props to him. And for the most part, I really think it should be a Damien DeBell versus DTP, and I want
mhm,
me and Nate to go at it. And I feel like when I go through Nate, I should be for the title shot.
mhm. Yeah, I'm gonna say I think James Seekman is a guy that obviously bounced out due to medical issues.
Hmm.
I'll let him disclose, whatever happened or not. I'm not sure what's been made public or not, but uh,
Right.
what I do know obviously is, the league is, very loyal to the people that are loyal to them, and
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to hold that against him. I mean, he came off the show, season 3, road to the title, as kind of the victor, going out.
Hmm.
He did beat Nate Bernard. So I actually think a matchup with you and James, I think, is destined for the rival, and I think that gives you the shot to Damien DeBell,
Yeah.
because both of you have the momentum going in the right direction, and I
Right.
feel like James beating Nate, also, just cements that between you and him could be that next contender to go up against Damien DeBell, potentially, International Fight Week in Las Vegas. I think that could make a lot of sense. Zakir coming in at number 6, I think, is very interesting. He's
Hmm.
very raw prospect, a guy that has a ton of strength. I mean, if you're not following him on Instagram, I don't know what you're doing, because he does
Hmm.
phenomenal, crazy stuff.
Crazy
Yet
stuff.
to see if it's still going to translate over into power slap.
Yeah.
But the guy's different. I mean, his body type is built very, very different. And so we're going to see if he's going to be able to continue to ascend. I think in a lot of ways, I think we're going to see him probably play over in the Riyadh, Abu Dhabi type of scene. I don't
Hmm.
think we're going to see these guys cross over to America unless it's
Yeah.
International Fight Week. So I would assume we're probably going to see Dumpling in Las Vegas come June. But for the most part, I think just with the travel and the geography and what they're starting to build there, and how frequent Power Slap is going to be over on that side of the pond, I think Zakir is probably going to have to cut his teeth over there a little bit more before
Yeah.
we see some of these matchups. I mean, off one victory, moving up to number 6,
That's a
beating
big
Dennis
jump.
from Russia. I mean, who a guy was also unranked, to kind of jump up there. So we'll see kind of where he fits into that mix. So we'll see. I mean, there's a lot of interesting matchups. I think Aaron Turner, I think Nate Bernard, I think that could be a great matchup. And it's also kind of, bodyguard versus bodyguard in some
There
ways
you
too.
go. Yeah.
But I think that's to get right for both these guys. Both
Yeah.
guys, obviously Aaron coming off a loss to you, and as you alluded to, last 3 losses for Nate Bernard. I think, it could be a get right match for one of those guys to kind of propel them back up as well and get them back into it, and interesting. And so, I mean, there's lots of opportunity.
Hmm.
Someone like that can go and then, resurrect against Dorian Perez,
Yeah.
in the division also. So a lot moving on, moving around, a lot of movement. I think it's made things, real spicy, coming
Yeah.
off the season 3. And so, obviously there's a ton of different ways to get into power slap. And I think right now is a great time to talk about it because, Aaron, yourself, Zakir, you guys didn't have opportunities to be on the reality show, but you guys have found your way to power slap, and you guys have made the most of the opportunities. So if anybody out there is watching, considering joining power slap, what would you say to them?
I would say, are you sure you want to do that? But considering, if they were really serious, I'd reach out to your fellow strikers and just get advice, learn the sport, look at film, see if you want to really do that. Look at the rules. I generally, if there's people that are really interested in it, I'm like, hey, study the rules. I feel like the first thing to do is just know the rules. Your feet planted to the floor, clubbing, flinching. You have to know everything. Once you know the rules, then you can start adapting how you want to strike. What type of striker are you? Are you a short person? Are you tall? Are you really muscular? Do you really have that mobility and that flexibility to rotate your hips into a slap? So there's
Mhm.
things that I feel like if they're interested in doing, they can reach out to the fellow strikers, study film. And hey, I'm in Atlanta. I have the whole southern region. If you're looking at Slap News and you're interested in joining Power Slap, hey, reach out to me. Maybe we can work some things out. But just make sure you really want to do this because I'd hate for somebody to, say they want to do it and then back out the last minute and, then they potentially, get knocked out in front of millions of people. So do
Mhm.
you really want to do this? Is it worth it? So that's something I would ask them. But for the most part, it's changed my life. You know, I had my bodyguard thing going on, and then it's just Power Slap is taking off for me, and it's actually giving me more business. Actually, people have been, I come in Atlanta, I go to the gym, people are recognizing me. Hey, I see you doing that Power Slap stuff. Hey, and they're looking out and following me and just watching the journey and watching the sport grow. It's all about growing the sport. So yeah, man, I recommend anybody that wants to join, but just
Mhm.
make sure you know what you're getting yourself into.
Absolutely, my man. So right now I've got James Seekman sitting in the back. Okay. So I'm
Okay.
sure you know this. All right.
Yeah.
So James is gonna come from the green room to the stage. You're gonna go from the stage to the green room. You guys are both gentlemen. I'm gonna bring you on stage, let you
Okay.
guys just say hi and everything. If you're cool with that, I don't think we're gonna have any
Nah.
Jackie Cataline, Chris Thomas fireworks going here.
Nah. Nah.
So I'll let
Nah.
you guys say hi to each other. What's up, guys?
James, what's up, dog? Oh, he went bald. Look at him. What's up, buddy?
Not much. How you doing?
I'm doing all right, man. Can't complain. How you doing? How you feeling?
I feel good now.
Okay.
100%. Ready to fight.
There you go. There you go. I want to
I'm
see it.
lean. I'm like 240 right now.
240. Ooh, okay. You're close to me. You're close to me. I love it. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
I want
Awesome,
to be
That
man.
a
boy,
skinny heavyweight.
the boy James, man. Shit,
Yeah.
man. We need to see you, man. I want to see you back in action, bro. I want to see that. I want to see
You're
that.
gonna. You're gonna. Maybe against
Okay.
you.
Hey, you keep winning. Hey, we might see each other again. Hey,
Yeah.
I want it. Let's do it.
Absolutely. I told Frank when I saw your ranking, I said, hey, if you think he's better than me, book the fight. I'll sleep him in one.
Oh, okay.
Talking
Who you talking about?
about you, brother.
Oh no,
Talking
no, no.
about
Hell
me.
no. That's not
He's talking
happening.
about me.
Hey, when we fought, that was like more of like I was green, you were green, we were learning. Now we're in a whole nother level, baby. We're in a whole nother stratosphere. I will sleep you so quick.
Not
James, you got a
yet.
big head.
Not
Look at your
yet.
head. Look at your
Not yet.
head,
There can't
bro.
be slept. The button's a button,
I
brother.
will sleep you, bro. Come
No.
on, bro. James, we
I
are we
can't. I
really
can't be slept.
know that, I ain't gonna
You
say too
you
much. I ain't gonna say
you're
too
doing
much.
well, bro. But you got to admit you got some lamps there with that, with Jenkins and Awa. So
Man, it's all good. It's good to see you, James, for real,
yeah, that's
man. And
you too, bro. I love you.
I want to see you compete, bro. And good luck to you to whoever you go against, bro, because you're always gonna put
Absolutely.
on a show.
Your ranking's up now, though. The shit
Yeah,
talking's
I'm
gonna
past you,
happen.
motherfucker. Yeah.
I'm coming. I'm gonna put you out, bro.
Yeah, bro. This,
Uh,
you know what I'm saying? Hey, keep winning. I'm
now
gonna
I'm
see you
going
at
to
the
put you
top.
down.
I'm gonna see you at the top, my brother. I'm gonna see you at the top.
See you, bro.
All right, man. See you, Wes. Take care, buddy. Have a good one.
Yeah.
Thanks, man. James, how you doing, dude?
Good. How are you?
Awesome, man. Awesome. Can I get your camera sideways at all? Will your phone go? Great to see you. Shaved your head. Looking
Yeah.
beautiful as ever.
Yeah. Shaved
Awesome.
everything to
Overall, you
look a little
feeling good? I
different
know
in the last
you said the
fight.
West. You feeling a lot better.
Feel great. Yeah. I
Awesome.
honestly,
Awesome.
I wish I would have fought. By fight night, I was able to. I could have fought after I had gotten enough fluids and stuff like that, and I started being able to eat. Doctors wouldn't have recommended it, but I could have done it. I should have. I should have
You
just kept
should have.
quiet.
Well, you said you're down to 240 now. So
Yeah.
that's what, about 15 pounds you probably dropped?
Yeah. Actually, I was up to like 270.
Okay, so even
So
heavier, 30.
walking around at like 270. Yeah. So I'm down about 30 pounds
Awesome. So
walking
are you
around.
back to training now and everything? Like
Yeah.
you're not missing
Yeah.
a beat?
Back to training. Lots of cardio. I don't know why. I just love cardio. So
Awesome, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the reason why you shaved your head?
I wanted to look different. I wanted to look meaner. I was leaner. I wanted to show up looking like the champion. So,
Absolutely.
and I planned to, and I planned to end it with a knockout, but it just didn't
Yeah.
happen. But I think they're going to find something for me, hopefully at this next event. But Erica said they're putting it together still, so we'll see.
For sure. As I said earlier, not sure if you've seen it or not, but I mean, I recommended that you and Wes should go up against each other. And, I think, the Brass of Power Slap with Frank and Erica, very loyal to the people that are loyal to them. And, if you miss an event like this for medical reasons, I'm sure they'll get you back, right in there. I'm sure you're still in the plans at the top of the heavyweight division. It sounded like you had a little, I'll say animosity, but were you a little jaded to see Wes in at 3 and you at 4 on the rankings?
Honestly, the ranking didn't really bother me. Because in my head I was like, well, now the competition's gonna be a little bit different with that ranking. So it's all right. Everything's gonna play out the way it's supposed to play out.
For
The
sure.
ranking didn't really bother me. But the same day I saw the ranking, I had this crazy thought. I was like, it'd be fucked up. It'd be fucked up if I went to powerslap.com and Wes and Pono had a profile and I didn't. So I went to powerslap.com and that's exactly what I saw. And I was like, no fucking way. So I emailed Frank and Erica like a crazy person. And what I didn't do is I didn't type in like Luke Simons. He doesn't have a profile picture yet either. He's a rock star.
Yeah.
They're updating the website. I'm just a douchebag.
Too funny, man. So you're manifesting it. So if you can manifest your next match, who makes the most sense for you in Power Slap?
I mean, I think Dorian, but I'll take Wes Rapono again, gladly. Whatever.
I think Dorian makes a lot of sense as well. I mean, they just gave Dorian to Pono. We'll see how frequent, Dorian can compete here. I think Wes makes a lot of sense as well, to be quite honest. Either way, the reason why I just say that is just the trajectory. I think obviously you coming off the show, beating Nate in a live event, Wes now, racking up 3 victories. I think the winner of that match would give you an instant jump up to, title contention. So
yeah,
I'm going to keep running with that one.
Yeah. I'm pretty
what do you think? What'd you make of Zakir?
In my abilities going forward.
For sure. What'd you think of Zakir? I mean, 1 is performance and 2 is ranking, debuting at number 6.
I mean, I think that he knocked out somebody that was fighting their first fight.
Mm-hmm.
I think if you wanted to give him a ranking, put him at 10, but 6. That's just like another thing because I don't know. I'm guessing he has a pretty good big social media following.
Absolutely, yeah.
Does he?
For sure, yeah. I think he's at 300,000
Yeah.
or so.
I mean, so that's why it's not, and that's kind of something I'm not really a big fan of. I think that like it should be like based off of your, the quality of opponents you beat, should play into your ranking. So I think that he's ranked too high. Someone's going to find out if he's got a chin real quick. So I don't really care. I couldn't care less. He's below me. If I'm not number 1 or there's not a C next to my name, I don't really care.
I hear you. What'd you think about Oklahoma taking positive steps here to legalize slap fighting? I mean, I know. Pardon?
And we're on the schedule for this year.
It says, that whether one of their senators at the commission there said that it was slated for the 4th quarter of this year, that the UFC is planning to go there. I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, doesn't Oklahoma and Missouri connect? Kansas, don't they connect in a corner?
Why would you ask me that?
I don't know, man. I mean, you live there, dude.
I'm from Illinois, but I suck at maps.
Dude, I'm from Canada. How do you expect me to know?
Oh, yeah.
Somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, it's down there. It's in the middle.
Okay. So, yeah. I mean, it's getting closer. Obviously they talked Texas potentially as well. We're starting to kind of see that.
Maybe 4 more events this year for Power Slap or for UFC?
Sorry, what do you mean?
I saw that post. You said Dana said they booked 4 more Saudi events.
Yeah. So we ended up reaching out. We ended up reaching out to Erica to get clarification on that. So I guess they did reach an agreement for 4 more events. It is fluid. that can go into next year. So it's not confirmed that all 4 are going to take place this year. However, it does seem, and I'm just my speculation, that every time you see the UFC over there, it does look like they are going to run Power Slap with it. So we may see between Abu Dhabi and Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. I wouldn't be surprised if we get 3 or 4 Power Slap live cards there each year going forward.
Yeah. I would think there's going to be an Abu Dhabi event after the season again.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure every October they go there for a number card. So
yeah.
I would expect. Yeah, I would expect it's going to be quite the traveling road show at the end of this year, and great seeing that these things move forward in the fashion that they are. So awesome, my man. I appreciate you joining me, dude. Glad to see you. Glad to see you're doing well. Great to see you smile. You got the shaved head look going on and all that stuff. So appreciate you. And I look forward to seeing you backed up there on the table, my man, and doing your thing and keep climbing the ranks.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much. Hope you have a great night.
James. Take care, buddy. Thanks, man.
Love you.
There we go. James Siekman. Great once again to catch up with him. Glad to see that he's doing well. Good personality. Sometimes goes a little off the rocker there in some of the social comments and stuff, but a good guy at heart. Great to see him back up there. The health issue that he had put behind him and away. So regardless, great to see him there in the limelight again, and everything that brings along with it. The heavyweights, like we said, shaken up now. We got seemingly have a pecking order. We've got Wes Minna seems to be the front runner. We've got James Siekman, Pono Paul, and Aaron Turner dropping down to 7. A little bit more space from some of those newcomers, and then Zakir coming in, as we talked about as well. I'm going to bring in an OG of the sport, kind of OG new G. I like that he's got the, we'll see if he's got the baseball cap on backwards today or not, because usually he likes to kind of run it and the old Raptors jersey and everything else breaking down. But Mr. One, Vernon Cathy. How you doing, Vern?
What is up, everybody? How you doing? I'm doing good.
Doing really good. How about yourself?
Good. Things are going good. Work's going good. I'm just ready to get back in it. It was a big loss with Wolverine, but I mean, when you're going up against the best, what do you expect? I mean, it was 2 guys going to battle it out, and I missed a little bit on mine, so he knew he had to get me. So it is what it is.
100%, man. I mean, it's a game of parts of an inch and opportunity. And you got to give it to Wolverine, seemingly continuing to be able to reinvent himself all the way up into retirement. I mean, because I never seen that strike from him, and he seemed to pull it out once again,
I just a little low on him, and it was one of the matches that he normally gets pretty pissed off when people hit him a little low, but I think in his eyes he knew that was a blessing for him, because if I would have been a little higher, it would have went the other direction. So no, it was good. I couldn't ask for a better opponent. Being in Riyadh, just a country of themselves. They did a great job, great host. So couldn't ask for anything more other than a win.
Yeah. How you're healing up good, everything. You're back full training, ready to rock and roll.
Yeah, I mean, I was good. I mean, I know it looked pretty bad, but I mean, a knockout's a knockout. So, but I was fine. The trip home, it was just more mental. I was just like, man, it just kind of sucked. No one likes losing, but I'm ready to get back on the saddle and get on the horse and get this rodeo going.
Yeah. Well, maybe you can help me with the geography of the USA. Does Oklahoma and Missouri and Kansas, did they touch?
Oklahoma, Missouri, Arkansas, they're all like really close in the corner. So yeah, Ron,
okay.
Then there's me, then there's the Missouri guys, and then there's Wesley. So there's a lot of us that are like within a few hundred miles of each other. Gotcha.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be exciting to get you up there in the or do you classify it, I guess, as the Midwest?
Yep, that's still the Midwest.
Okay. How do you think the Midwest is going to embrace slap fighting?
Oh man, it's gonna be great. I mean, they have rednecks with paychecks. I mean, that's a big ordeal down there. I mean, Midwest is gonna love it. Yeah. I think it'll go off better in the Midwest than it will in other places. You're gonna get the social media people in the bigger cities, but I'm talking like fans and people that want to have a good time. The Midwest is where it's at.
100%. I think that's the best name for a festival that I've ever seen.
Oh
Rednecks
yeah.
with paychecks.
My buddy just got back from it. It was nuts. He was sending me videos of helicopters and all the stuff that's going on. I mean, I'm gonna go next year to Rednecks with Paychecks.
Yeah, there's like doing like mud bog racing and like I don't know, they're like sliding in mud and doing all kinds of crazy stuff.
Yeah, the Midwest, like anything that's crazy and over the top, like we just love it. So I mean, it's
Mhm.
perfect place. Oklahoma's a perfect spot to have it.
For sure, for sure. I agree. Anything anything with you interesting in that light heavyweight division? We see you obviously coming in at the number one spot. Anybody or can you give us any insight? Have you had talks about what's going to happen with Wolverine retiring and how they're going to, kind of crown that next champion at light heavyweight?
It's to me, it's a gray area because honestly, Wolverine should. I mean, I'm going to break it down how I thought it should have happened, and it all boils down to Turpin. If Turpin wouldn't have missed weight, who
Mhm.
would have had the belt? I would have had the belt because
Okay,
I
so
beat him after he beat Wolverine. So honestly, Wolverine should have been going against me to get his belt back. So Turpin screwed me up totally on my, and I lost to Ron. No offense to Ron, but honestly, I can't. Ron lost to Turpin. I beat Turpin, which in sense put me obviously number one. But now we just have this funnel of messed upness because Turpin did what he did. So honestly, I think there needs to be a competition. I don't want to be out. I don't want to be out any longer. But I think there needs to be a competition between two other people, and then they go against me if Ron's staying retired.
all right. So you lost me there. Okay. How is it Turpin's fault besides it always being Turpin's fault? You lost me. So Turpin,
Okay, Turpin went against
Turpin,
Ron for the
yes,
belt,
but he missed weight. You
but
missed
he
weight.
missed weight, so he didn't
Yeah.
get the belt, but he still beat Ron.
Okay. So you think if he would have made weight, he still would have beat Ron.
Yeah. So
Uh,
then the belt would have been mine because I beat Turpin. So it's just this whole shit show because people can't make weight, which is no big deal. Whatever. But I think they need to have Russell go against someone, Klingbeil go against someone, you know, whatever, and then a match against me.
Gotcha.
Because if you
Kind
look
of
at it,
sound.
like what's Russell's 3-3. What's Klingbeil?
Uh, I'm not sure to be honest with you, but I
Like
can
three
probably
and two
find
or something like
I can
that.
probably find I can probably find a guy who could tell you. Alan, what's your record?
What's going on, guys? 3-1, baby. I'm coming for you, Vern.
3-1.
3-1. Okay, but I have a total of eight matches. That's my deal. It's like, yeah, 3-1, but it's a numbers game here, and at the top of it here, I'm still top of the number. I have the most matches, the most knockouts. I have the least amount of swings ever given in each event. I mean,
Mhm.
Alan did beat me. Yeah, he deserve a chance at me? Sure, but I think he needs to go through someone else to get back to me.
Hmm.
I mean, if you need some prep time, Vern, that's okay. That's okay.
That's it. I'm trying to get some prep time. No, I just honestly, I think it'd be awesome to just make like a series out of it. And I think that's how UFC and everything should be. It shouldn't just be throwing people in it. It should be build up to things. And I think Allen would be great to go against Russell or go against Luke Combs and make a hell of a match. And then those guys, whoever wins that one, goes against me.
We got Luke Combs in the light heavyweight division. That is freaking
Or not
awesome.
Luke Combs. What's it? Luke Simons. Yeah, Luke Simons. See, I don't even think that much about those people. I mean, you're the only one that honestly, like, I'm like, oh, I've gone against him and stuff like that. Russell, I don't much think about him either, but it's honestly because Russell's 3-3.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I mean, I think that both of them have a huge stepping problem. So honestly, I've tried to fight Russell multiple times, and I've tried to fill in for Turpin so many times, and they have not allowed me to do that. So I'm just thinking the logical next step is you. So obviously,
Yeah, I mean, other
let's
than your
just skip it.
goofy ass wind up, I think we're good to go.
I've been working on it.
Yeah,
You're gonna wish.
and trust me, I've been thinking about it. So I've been working on my end too, because I mean, if I go against you again, I got to train differently. So I need someone. I need a heads up because honestly, that's the only thing about you that threw me off a little bit, and it was just a timing issue. And it was same with Ron. I timed a little late, but I mean, and a lot of people forget I ate one of your hits.
Yeah, you did. No, I totally
So
agree.
so yeah, but honestly, you are better than what you deserve on ranking where you're at. I mean, you shouldn't be sixth. I don't know why you're down there. I mean, you've always given opportunities and you've tried to get on the card, and Luke, he's just running through everyone, and I see it. They want to make good matches and all that, but I mean, I even pointed him out at what was it? Oh, it was Power Slap 10. I went over there and pointed at him.
Well,
I think he thought I was trying to like congratulate him. I wasn't. I said, I got you. I got you is what I was telling him, but I wasn't congratulating him. But at the end of the day, just as well as I know you, whoever they give me, I'm going to go against.
Oh, hell yeah. No, I'm the same. I'm not gonna disagree with anybody they give me, but yeah, if I had to choose somebody, I would definitely choose you. Like I've been waiting to do it. I think since the first time we went together, went up against each other, I've just been like, man, it would be so cool to have a round two on that. I don't know if it'll go to a trilogy or not, but I think it'd be dope.
The bags are packed, buddy. Bags are packed. Just need the phone call.
Let's go. Let's go. Like, I love that.
Yeah. It's funny, so here we go. Got Alan Klingbeil sending out a Valentine to Vernon Caffey. You might have missed the 14th of February, but it's coming a couple months later. So that's all right. But I'm not sure how your math works there, Alan, in Texas, but I've been trying to fight Russell. That didn't work, and they wouldn't give me Turpin, so I won Vern. So
yep. I mean,
how math worked in the Midwest.
Like, clearly they think that I'm too good for Russell and for Austin Turpin, and Luke Simons is a joke in my honest opinion. So obviously the natural progression there would be Vern. So unless they just want to give me somebody really easy on the lower end there. So that's my math for you there.
I have no problem making it a rematch. For you. I mean, I won't say what I want to say, but you hit me so far. You hit me so far on the back of the head. It was ridiculous, but oh well. And the other thing I want to say, whoever was in the crowd that has my T-shirt, let me know. I want my T-shirt back. I threw my T-shirt after I lost to you, and I was like, I want my T-shirt.
You did the greatest jump I've ever seen in my entire life.
Oh yeah, you saw me do the backflip in the back. I was so pissed, and then I got up, and but rules are rules. I lost fair and square to you, whatever. But
yep.
I have no problem going against you. I have no problem going against Russell, Luke, anyone in the division. I shouldn't say anyone. I'm not going to go against some new guy just because they want to have a show. They better be worth it. No, I'm not going to do it for nobody.
No, I hear that. I mean, yeah, I can see why they would give you Luke or whoever else, but like honestly, let's just cut to the chase. These guys, they're all chumps. They've been out of the game forever. They're showing no promise. Just bring the Kryptonian back. Let's get that round two going. Show the people what they want. Give the people what they want. That's what I'm saying.
What do you think, Corey? I mean, what's your opinion? You're the guy.
I'm the guy. Yeah, I mean,
Slap news. You are reporting the news. You're the guy.
You are the guy.
Absolutely. You know what? I think in a lot of ways, I think it's a big step up. I think Luke Simons got some skill, to be quite honest with you. I know you guys are kind of ragging on him here. And I actually think Texas on Texas, Alan Klingbeil, Luke Simons would make a great matchup if you actually ask me. So I'm going to step up for Luke. He's not here to defend himself. I think that would be actually a great matchup, to be quite honest. I still think Turpin and Russell got to figure that out. And obviously we don't know what's going on with Wolverine So I think, unfortunately, Vern, I think you got to hit up the local bingo for a couple more months before they get a clear contender for you. So you can stay
I'll
there.
win every bingo tournament there is. I'll be at the plaza at the big bingo tournament that they have every month. I'll do it. But I mean, I think Russell needs to go against Turpin too. And it does suck that I'll be on the back burner. But honestly, if it is to build the proper card and to get people in the proper position, I'm okay with it.
Yeah, but just hear me out. Alan and Luke, you get Terp and you get Vern, then you've got yourself. I think you end up figuring out there who becomes. I think between Luke and Alan, and you got Terp and Russell, you figure out, okay, who do we have there, and then we end up finding out who has the better victory, then goes up against yourself for a vacated title. That's what I think happens.
Okay.
So if we get, predominant knockout, we see someone really step up with phenomenal performance. I think then that kind of leads into
that's the other thing. Like, everyone forgot that I got comeback of the year. I mean, I literally won every match to come back to get to Ron. Like, and I went against the Golden Boy. I knocked the Golden Boy down. I went against everyone going up to that point. So, I mean, Turb Daddy not so slim. I don't even care. He's out of here. Just let him go against Russell. And I hope he wins against Russell. And then I hope, he goes against Klingbeil. Klingbeil beats him. And then me and Klingbeil go. Like,
let's go.
But I just want it. I don't want it, like, you guys were talking in the heavyweight division, how like people are jumping around and all that. I felt my loss and getting back to where I was justified. Don't you?
For sure. I mean, you had to come back from multiple losses to get back where you had to, and you had to take the long road. So,
and I didn't lose against, number 6, no offense to Allen, or number 7. I lost against the champion. So
yeah, I hear you. I hear you. I'm just saying, the last time that we squared up in the arena, I was number 6 and you were number 1. So,
that is correct. And I never lost against anyone else except the champ.
Bingo. So I don't know. Like, if Power Slap's struggling, they're like, we can't fill this card. Who would be awesome? I think last minute call, I'm there. 100%.
Man, that Texas math. He keeps on throwing that Texas math at us, Corey.
I guess so. I don't think that'd be a last minute call. I think that's probably borderline like open main card worthy, but I think that's one that they would make. So, I mean, great seeing you, both of you guys, man. Appreciate you guys joining me, talking, it's Smack Talk.
And don't forget, everybody that's watching, the bags are packed. Bags are packed. I'll be there.
Filled with dollar bills, isn't it?
I make weight every time. Alan makes weight every time. I'm there for business. So yeah, get it done.
Awesome. Appreciate you boys joining me. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Take care.
All right. Talk to you guys later. Thank you guys.
All right. There we go. A little light heavyweight action. Alan Klingbeil, Vernon Cathy breaking down in a roundabout way the light heavyweight division, trying to figure out what's going to happen with that vacated belt. Obviously, Ron Beta no longer there. However, he's still on the Power Slap rankings, still there as they update the rankings, as things evolve. And we're being told that the website is still being worked upon. The rankings are still being updated. We don't have the lightweight rankings up yet. I'm being told that is still going to happen. And so expect more changes there. Head over to powerslap.com/rankings to check out all the latest rankings as they get updated. And I'm being told that it's not finalized yet, so we can still see some movement. Apparently, I might have peed somebody off a little bit earlier, and I think he's a little mad he wasn't on the show to vocalize. But I can't see him being mad. I think the guy's got a smile on his face all the time. But we're gonna bring in Pono. How you doing, Pono?
Hey, what's up, Corey?
I'm doing good. All of a sudden, I see he's piping mad, and then I see you pop up in the feed. So one ding, doing a little bit of producing for me behind the scenes, getting you on. What's going on?
What's up, guy? What's up, my guy? Dude, Vern Cathy, you got to give it to him. He kills me I'm in the background just laughing. I'm like, dude, he got me the whole entire time. And then you bring up Alan. That was awesome.
Yeah, man, you got to make it work, dude. We're doing a variety show here, and the evolution of Smack Talk. I think after 53 episodes, we need to reinvent ourselves.
What
do you think about these heavyweight rankings? Because I'm sure they're not sitting too kosher with you.
I mean, I'm still at number 5, right? Didn't go up, didn't go down, stuck right
Sweet
there.
spot.
And
Yeah.
I think that's, spoken on the performance. Ranked
Mhm.
number 1 in the world. I was able to stand with him for all 3 rounds, be able to take all the hits. So it speaks a little bit on that, right? Even with a loss to the split decision. I mean, I don't know what some other people have been watching. I don't know if they saw the same fight, but
Mhm.
Mr. West Mena, what's up with that? He said, "Hey, you got me already." When he said that Dorian treated me like a child. Okay, let's see what's going on now. That's some mean smack talk right there, and that's from the homie. You
Yeah.
know?
Are you are
Oh
you are
yeah,
you West
I
homies
feel
off camera?
big time. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're
Okay.
chill.
Okay.
So that's why I don't know what Wes was watching when he said it was that he facing a child. And it was like, dude, Dorian even said it himself. And like the power is there. Not a lot of
Mhm.
calls was made that night, and we can see it in more than just my match, but other matches too. So at the end of the day, even though it's a loss, split decision, it still showed that I stand tall with number 1, and possibly because number 1 stood with the champ. I was trying to do Vern Cathy math, because he stood because he stood with the champ. So that kind of puts me in the same pool as the champ and number 1, and if number 2 comes along. But right now, I don't know. Big West, Mr. Boom.
Mhm. So
I see that 4-0. I think I need a 3-2 pretty soon. That might be the next match, if anything.
So we might have brewed up a West Mina Pono Paul match. Is that what you're saying?
I mean, truth be told, words come out the way they come out. When people say words like that, there's got to be action behind it too. And I know Wes, he ain't any less of a man, so he's a man of his word and he's a man of action. I'm the same way too,
Mhm.
so he understands the protocol. He knows what's up,
Yeah.
right? When a beast looks at another beast,
Mhm.
I'll
So
take that fight all day.
I don't say you had a changing of heart, but do you have more clarity? 'Cause last time I spoke to you, kind of sounded like you were potentially considering walking away. Have
Oh
you
yeah,
shaken those cobwebs away and you're back and hungry and you want West now?
just I had to get out of my mind. It's
Mhm.
always in the mindset, right? You put yourself in a negative mindset just because you think that I killed myself the whole entire time, just thinking, oh wow, I lost against Dorian. Could have been, because we spoke on it the last time, could have been a robbery, could have not been a robbery, could have been all bunch of things. But one person I'm not is a guy with a lot of excuses, so I got to stop with that stuff, and I had to get that stuff out of my head and be
Mhm.
like, yep, this is it. It's like, this is where I was supposed to be. God put me here for a purpose. He put me here to do some real things. And this last time around, on the back end, outside of being like on the defensive performance was solid, but on the back end, just like we talked, I was moving slow out there.
Mhm.
I think the biggest one for me is that I got to come out with fire and energy and just pushing, just like how I did the first time. When we came out with Cooper, I got to relive that same motion every single time, all the way through and through. So
Mhm.
maybe somebody needs to come along and spark me up a little bit. You know what I mean? And just put some fire under my ass before I
Yeah.
start really taking this seriously. And I
Yeah.
like how it's moving now with all the shit talk and everything else that people's been doing. So we good. At the
I
end
would
of the
say
day.
maybe West Minham was the spark that you needed to get back up there. And it's actually funny when I heard you talk, actually kind of reminded me back to when I used to compete in no gi tournaments.
Yeah.
Early on when I didn't have experience, I played more counter, more defensive, kind of made the other guy, shoot first, etc. And I really didn't have a lot of success until I just said, F it. And I was the aggressor and I was the one, shooting first. I was the one taking the fight and, putting, the other competitor in situations. And for me, that worked better. Like I needed to be the aggressor. I couldn't play the counter. And I
Yeah.
know I think a lot of the same kind of holds true. I mean, if you have that confidence and you've got that aggression and you can channel it, I'm not saying to go out there and be, Anthony DeFrank and get fouled and keep talking, but I'm saying, just having, we talked about. I don't know what I'm on tonight here, but I'm on something else. I'll tell you that.
Uh-huh.
But you know what I mean? Like where, like you said, we talked
100%.
about where you were lethargic. You were, I thought you were lethargic anyways. You were calm, cool, collected, but it's almost like you needed to have that little, you need to have that blood in the water. You need to kind of have that, just that extra level of oomphness that kind of gets you over the top and gets you to that next, level, and have that energy. I know you're a big, spiritual guy, and kind of allow that energy to percolate out of you, and manifest everything that you're, destined to become. So
100%. And that's what it probably was. It was this. It was the switch. The switch didn't turn on. I was still
Mhm.
out there living in. I was at church the whole entire time. But
Yeah,
like
yeah,
Bruce Lee said, be first, be fast, right? Be first, be
100%.
fast. So
Yeah, yeah. We got Ding here in the comments saying channeling your inner Ding.
the beacon,
Yeah.
the beacon of light, my friend.
Absolutely, absolutely, my man. I mean, great to see you, dude. I mean, Zakir, I didn't get a chance to ask you about Zakir. What do you think of him coming in right behind you at number 6? And would you welcome a match against him?
100%. It's crazy because it being so fairly new for him. Just coming in, getting that first
Mhm,
match, and then being able to jump up on the roster. So I mean, it's open for everybody. You know what I mean? It's at this moment, it's open season. Everybody can jump on the roster. People can make it. It's just you're one fight away from becoming in aligned with the next move, the next step, the next process, right? So,
mhm,
truth be told, right? I went with number one already, and that was really early, right? Been less than a year, and now look, with all these other people coming into the sport, it's gonna just open up all these doors. So, you're gonna have different varieties of strikers, tall strikers,
mhm,
bigger strikers, shorter strikers, whatever it may be, in the same weight classes. So people are going to have to start learning how to adjust.
mhm.
That's all it is.
Um, I mean, be honest with me. Was going against number 1 a little bit too much too fast? Like, do you think you should have had somebody else a little bit more in the experience level? You
N-
know, think that
no,
would have
no.
been a better
uh,
better option, or do you think that Perez was the right one for you at the right time?
right one at the right time. Honestly,
Okay.
because
Okay.
just like anything else, it's lessons, right? So we learn lessons. We learned a
Mhm,
new thing now. It's like we got to watch, officials. You got to make sure that the calls are being made the right way. We got to take our instead of being slow, take our time and really kind of get our point across there. Because I think stuff, even though it was moving really slow, it was moving really fast too. Fair blows being called immediately, right? No look at the tape, no nothing. So a lot of things could be changed, and as we progress in the game, we can only get better, right? So at this moment, we
mhm,
just gotta keep on practicing, keep on doing the same things. But at this
mhm,
moment, should be solid, right? I think that Doran was a perfect example for me to be able to face him early in the game and really just show true testament that I have a chin. That it's not
mhm,
it's not like the James Seekman getting knocked out in the second round and just kind of going to sleep. This now it's as I progress and I practice my defense, I'm getting stronger and stronger and stronger. So if I can go against number one, I can go against the champ. I already put myself in that higher elite status. So that way I know that my chin can be tested that way.
Sorry, just to clarify, James Seekman. Sorry, you said James Seekman going to sleep in round 2?
Yeah, yeah. I faced James Seekman in on the season 3 road to the title, and he was my second fight, and I ended up getting knocked out in the
Oh,
second round.
you okay, sorry. I thought you meant Seekman on the I was saying I don't remember Seekman being dazed. That's why I thought you were
No,
saying
no,
that
no.
he was out in round 2.
Yeah, me.
Oh,
Yeah, talking about
okay,
myself.
gotcha,
Yeah,
gotcha.
because I got knocked
Okay,
out.
gotcha.
Yep.
Gotcha. Okay.
So I mean,
Gotcha. Yeah,
everything's
that fight math's going all over today, so I don't know what's real anymore.
my main thing is everything's a learning lesson. So just
Yeah,
like
yeah.
just like my learning lesson was with James, and then being able to answer it with Cooper. Now we went against Dorian. So now at this moment, I know the defense is solid. Now I just got to
Mhm,
practice on the offense and variable change. As soon as I get an opponent that I know already that we can take care of, we got to make that adjustment and also turn on the fire, turn on the heat. Instead of they want a show now. That's what it is. It's not
mhm,
they didn't want church. They didn't want all this other stuff to just kind of be like just that everybody loves it, but at the end of the day, that's not what they want. They want sparks flying, they want show, they want views. So they're
mhm.
gonna get it on the next one.
Yeah, I mean, you got to play the game, and the way the game is unfolding, whether you like it or not, is what it is. I think you're a
This is what it
smart enough
is.
guy to get back up there on the in the saddle, get in that driver's seat, and once again continue on with your path and your journey, my man. I appreciate you joining me.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Core.
All right. Take care, buddy. Have a good one. Talk
Okay.
soon. All right. There we go. Pono Paul finishing up the show. What a great show that was. We started off with Wes Minna, who's the number 3 ranked in the heavyweight division. We transitioned to James Seekman, had them talk a little bit. So if you missed that part of it, go back. Great discussion with both Wes and James. Then we had Alan Klingbeil as well as Vern Cathy come in and talk about the light heavyweight division, the matchups, the breakdown, potentially what could happen now that Ron Wolverine Beta has retired and isn't retaining that belt in the light heavyweight division. And then we finished up with Pono Paul, who you just finished. So appreciate you all. This is episode number 53 of Smack Talk. If you're not doing so already, hit that subscribe bell, or hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, leave us a comment in the comments section below if you'd like to see us, change our content up, or if you have any comments for any of the strikers on a future episode, let us know and we'll integrate that into our content. Much love, much respect. Back here next week, Wednesday, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern.